In the beginning, vampires were nothing more than whispers, a chilling folklore born out of fear and the unknown. Their origins can be traced back to the early civilizations of Mesopotamia, Greece, and Rome. These early vampire tales spoke of malevolent spirits and demons who feasted on the life force of the living. These were not the elegant, sophisticated creatures we know today, but grotesque monsters that struck terror into the hearts of men. The vampire myth evolved over time, drawing in elements from various cultures and religions. With the spread of Christianity, vampires became associated with the devil and the sinful, their immortality seen as a cruel parody of the promise of eternal life. In the Middle Ages, the vampire myth took a more solid form. Tales of the undead rising from their graves to feed on the living spread like wildfire across Europe. The vampire was no longer just a spirit or a demon, but a physical being that could be seen, touched, and most frighteningly killed. The 18th century saw a vampire hysteria sweep across Europe. Gruesome accounts of vampire sightings and attacks were reported, and even the most rational minds were drawn into the frenzy. This was the era of the vampire hunts, where suspected vampires were exhumed and their bodies subjected to a variety of gruesome rituals to ensure they would not rise again. The image of the vampire was forever changed in the 19th century with the publication of Carmilla and Dracula. These novels introduced the world to the vampire as a charismatic, seductive figure, a far cry from the monstrous creatures of earlier tales. This shift marked the beginning of the vampire's transformation from a figure of horror to a symbol of desire. In the modern era, vampires have become a staple of pop culture. They are portrayed in countless films, books, and TV shows, each interpretation adding its own unique spin to the vampire myth. From the romantic figures of Twilight to the terrifying monsters of 30 Days of Night, the vampire continues to evolve, captivating audiences with its blend of horror and allure. So what have we learned about vampires, from their origins as malevolent spirits in ancient folklore to their modern portrayal as seductive immortals? Vampires have undergone a fascinating evolution. Their enduring popularity is a testament to our fascination with the unknown, the forbidden, and the terrifying. Whether they are real or not, one thing is certain: vampires have left an indelible mark on our culture and our collective imagination. As the sun sets and the shadows lengthen, remember the tales of these creatures of the night. For who knows what lurks in the darkness? Perhaps the vampire is more than just a myth. After all, isn't there a part of us that relishes the thrill of the unknown, the shiver of fear as we peer into the darkness, wondering what might be staring back?